Hello, it's Phil and Heather, and we are here in downtown Chattanooga. We just got back from Disney World, and the whole time we were in Disney World, Heather didn't do any photography, and then we did one really quick photography trip, and it started raining on us in like 10 minutes. And then she broke her foot, so she hasn't been able to get out, and she just bought this wheelchair, so now I can roll her around, and she's really itching to do some photography. So she is carrying the Z50 and the 18-400, and I'm going to roll her around Chattanooga and let her do some street photography. I may do a little bit myself. I've got the Z6 and the 24-70 f2.8G, which is recording this clip right now, but mostly it's going to be Heather. So let's get started. Okie doke.
Okie dokie.
Took Heather a few minutes to get in the groove. We walked around about 4 blocks, and then all of a sudden she just got going. She's even got people asking her to make their photo and send it to them. Right now she's making a photograph of a bus stop. Okay, so this is the fella who requested that Heather make his portrait there in downtown Chattanooga, and Heather was happy to oblige, but we didn't want to take a lot of time to move things around, and he was heavily backlit, so this photo could have been better if we'd spent more time on it. Okay, and this is the other guy's friend that he asked us to take a picture of, and this one turned out fantastic, I thought. 400mm shot with that Tamron 18-400 has beautiful bokeh in the background at the distance she was from this gentleman. And we got their email address and mailed them the photographs. Heather's found a spot that she really likes. It's straight across the street from this bus stop, and she's trying to frame people up inside the bus stop. She just now fired a couple. Did you bag that one?
We'll see. Yeah.
All right, cool. It was really fun to watch Heather as I was rolling her around downtown Chattanooga, looking for just the right spot for the idea that she had, and this was it. See the gentleman riding his bicycle through the 2 seating areas for this bus stop. Really cool. And she was getting ready for the David Saylor's live stream, where the challenge was photographs with the color red, and she ended up sending this picture right here in with the red bus stop and the gentleman with the red thing on his head and the red in his shirt and red on his backpack. And with David being a street photographer, he really enjoyed this submission right here. But Heather kept working, and she worked this composition a long time trying to get just the right shot. And one of the folks that she made a photograph of as they strolled through here, we ate down the road a few blocks from here, and we believe this is the guy that cooked our breakfast that day. Another thing that's good about this spot she found is it's in the shade. Although I think we've got a cloud right now, it's kind of hard to tell. But being in the shade is great today because it's about 95 degrees, it seems like. Well, we spent a pretty good bit of time right here at basically Market and 7th. Heather loves this bus stop straight across the street, and she was getting people framed as they walked in between it. It's got 2 separate sides, and while she was working on that, I went back to my regular thing. I did panning blurs, and she says she has what she needs here, so she's ready to move along. That's one bit of good news. The other bit of good news is it's gotten cloudy. It was just baking sun earlier. Now it's cloudy and feels a lot better out here. So we're going to keep on rolling. Okay, so this is the exact same spot, that blurred bus stop in the background. This is my photo. This one and the next one are the only 2 that are mine in the whole video. I didn't want to steal Heather's composition, but I had a moment to do photography while I wasn't rolling her around in the wheelchair. So I just went back to panning blurs, which I really enjoy, and I'm starting to get better and better at them. Like, for example, this next one is maybe in the top 2 or 3 panning blurs I've ever made. And I've kind of, after, I don't know how long, maybe a year or half a year anyway, of trial and error with panning blurs, I've kind of decided that 1/40th of a second is the shutter speed I like the best for panning blurs, and usually 35 to 50 millimeters. So after we left our bus stop location, we walked around, and Chattanooga has all these electrical boxes that all have art on them, and this is the first time we'd ever seen this one that's completely covered in cats, and Heather just had to get a photograph of me next to the cat box. And here is a photograph of a lady in a buggy, a horse and buggy, with a dog on there with her, and Heather made this shot, and the lady was even kind enough to give Heather a wave, which I thought was really cool. And then we ran into an old buddy. A lot of times when Heather and I are walking around downtown, I'll say, hey, look, we ran into David, but really we've talked to him beforehand and figured out that we would kind of meet. Well, that's not the way it went today. We were walking down, is this Broad Street?
Yes.
We were walking down Broad Street, and Heather said, is that David over there? And I yelled, Georgia! And he went. So it was David, and not only that, I have to get this microphone off so David can talk. Look at this. David has rounded up a Leica
CL.
A Leica CL with a 23 millimeter f2 on there. That is like an absolute, that's a legitimate, like a real street photographer camera.
Yeah, listen to this.
It's the tears of other photographers. That's what it sounds like.
I have to thank Bass Angler for this. He's the one that put me on finding one of these.
That's so crazy because Bass Angler is Nikon, 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 and then he's got his Nikon guy going Leica. Hey, it's cool though. I hope you enjoy it and make some great shots.
There's a great little camera. I mean, the little CL isn't the big boy, so it's not as near as costly as like an M. So you can get into these for normal dollars. You don't have to spend like a small fortune to get one of these. Well,
That's Georgia photographer dollars right there.
Yeah.
But anyway, great to run into you.
Yeah, dude, it's a lot of fun. I couldn't believe it. I'm taking pictures of a parking garage, and then here you are on the other side of the street.
We walked a little bit further after we talked to David, really generally in the direction of the car, and all day I had been pointing out chrome fire hydrant water faucets to Heather, and she didn't like them, but when she found this red one, she liked it enough to send it in to David's red live stream challenge. After we got done talking to David, we walked back to the car. It was about 2 blocks from where we were there talking to David, and when we got back to the car, we decided to come on home. We were both super tired, especially me. We stayed out pretty late the night before doing music photography, which there may or may not be a video about that already out by the time you see this video. And but I think we got some pretty cool stuff. It was fun seeing David. It was fun hanging around with Heather and pushing her around on the wheelchair. So I was glad that she got to get out and do some photography. And we really appreciate you hanging out with us and watching this video. Hope you liked it. If you did, maybe give it a thumbs up and subscribe, hit the bell. And we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.